Security and education join forces like never before to form Secure Ed. Tonight's episode, Remote Social Engineering.
I love standing around the water cooler, talking about things I've seen on TV. Hey, have you seen The Amazing Race? Me either.
Boss, we just got socially engineered.
Oh, that's terrific. It's about time.
What are you talking about?
I've been telling everyone. We need to be set up on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all that stuff.
No, sir, you're talking about social media.
Oh, so what's social engineering?
Our emails got hacked.
Oh, it's probably my wife. She's always reading my emails, checking my browser history.
No, sir. Someone duped our employees into giving up their credentials, their login credentials. We are completely compromised.
Oh, if only there was something we could have done to prevent it. Didn't we dissolve to a dream sequence?
No, sir.
Oh, well then I don't know what to do. Really? You think watching a training video would help? Okay, I'll watch.
Hi, I'm Bob, and welcome to Secure Ed Training for Remote Social Engineering. Let's discuss how you can prevent thieves from socially engineering your organization and stealing confidential information. Social engineering is nothing more than a con job being run on your organization, and it's one of the easiest and most common attempts at hacking there is. Social engineers, commonly known as hackers, are looking to dupe you into divulging information that could compromise your organization. And because they can operate remotely, they can attack using a variety of methods and styles. We're going to review how you can identify, prevent, thwart, and minimize the impact of remote social engineering attacks. Today we'll touch on the following topics. What is remote social engineering? Open source reconnaissance, methods, approach, and styles of attack, and appropriate responses. What is remote social engineering? According to Wikipedia today, social engineering is the art of manipulating people into performing actions or divulging confidential information. Hackers practice this art form to gain access to sensitive information by exploiting people's natural desire to be helpful and their inherent trust of one another. Okay, that sounded like the beginning of a term paper. In order to gain access to sensitive information, social engineers will pose as vendors, employees, or some other trusted entity and look to exploit people from places outside your organization's office locations. They'll usually do this by phone, instant message, text, or email. Why do they do it? Because they can. These hackers view employees as the weakest link in the security chain. Unfortunately, all too often, they're correct. Even worse, they bypass all of the expensive technical controls that have been put in place to protect the organization. All that money spent by the company and all the social engineer had to do was make a few phone calls. It's truly scary. When a social engineer is targeting an organization, they will first perform what is called open source reconnaissance. While that may sound sophisticated and clandestine, it really isn't. Basically, the hacker conducts a search via the internet for information that would be useful in creating a backstory. For instance, in order to pose as a remote IT employee, the social engineer may research websites and social networking sites like LinkedIn, or use search engines like Google to see who the IT personnel are for an organization. They especially like to know those people in supervisor or management roles for name-dropping purposes. Many of these sites have information such as job titles and specialties that allow the social engineer to develop a solid contact list, a chain of command, and a robust background story that sets the stage to gain an employee's trust. They also utilize these search tools to find valid email addresses and phone numbers to use in their little ploy. The most common methods a remote social engineer hacker will use are phone calls and email or phishing attacks. Oftentimes, the social engineer or hacker will utilize modern technology such as Skype or Google Voice to spoof a source phone number to make it appear as if the call is originating in the same area code as the target organization. Once they complete their preparation, a social engineer might call into a targeted enterprise requesting help with a problem that, if not fixed, could cause major disruption to the organization. They may try being charming and engaging, or they might come at you with a sense of urgency to get you to respond the way they want. Regardless of their approach, be suspect of unexpected calls from unknown coworkers or contractors. The interaction between the hacker and the targeted employee will often start off innocently enough with simple requests that make the employee feel comfortable and helpful. But eventually, the criminal convinces the employee to run commands, read sensitive information off their computer screen, or even have them divulge their username and password. While it's true that most employees would never give their password to anyone, the social engineer is often relentless, assuring the employee that without their help, the entire company may suffer. What employee wants that hanging over their head? No one. And that's what the hacker is betting on. These thieves exploit a person's innate need to be helpful and to trust others. If you get a suspicious call, or if you're just not sure whether or not to answer the caller's questions, contact your manager or your IT or security department. If it's an actual attack, early identification and spreading the word are about the best things you can do. Whatever you do, don't trust any phone numbers provided by the social engineer. Use a trusted internal phone list and insist on calling them back after you've checked them out with your IT or Human Resources department. Now let's take a look at phishing. Phishing takes a very similar approach to phone-based social engineering, except the communication is electronic using email, instant messaging, or text messaging. Because it's electronic, phishing attacks are usually much broader and farther reaching than a phone attack. We've all received some sort of phishing emails from outside sources. Notorious scams have included wealthy foreigners trying to get you to assist with transferring large sums of money, or stranded travelers abroad who need money wired to them after they lost their wallet. There have been reported scams that appear to be coming from tax collecting agencies, well-known social media providers, or ones from a financial institution regarding an ACH failure on your direct deposit. These are emails that usually get your attention and make you want to respond. These type of phishing attacks should give you more incentive to keep your work emails strictly business-related. Reserve personal emails to your home email. This will help you identify out-of-place emails at work. Think about receiving an email from your company's management telling you that, due to a new compliance requirement, they need you to visit a link provided in the email to verify the quality of your password. People fall for this trick on a daily basis. Why? When authority is involved, many people simply obey these types of requests. Additionally, social engineers do their best to ensure that the link you are clicking on looks very familiar. It's all part of their ploy. Hackers will register a domain name that looks exactly like your organization's, albeit with a misspelling or use of a letter that resembles another letter. As many employees have found, spotting these types of phishing attempts can be tricky. To make it even more difficult to detect, they will gain information about your management and use things like their email signature in the message. By taking these steps, the social engineer is ensuring that the email will appear to be just another legitimate message. This is exactly why you need to be constantly vigilant and inspect all aspects of any email that requests confidential information or otherwise just seems off. Keep in mind, no one should ever request your password for any reason. That's more inappropriate than asking someone their age or weight. Me? I'm 28, 185. But I'm not telling you my password. And you should never give it out. Remember, system administrators and management usually has the means to access files you're working on without ever needing to know your password. Oh, and one more thing. Be extremely wary of clicking on links within email messages and opening file attachments that you are not expecting, even if it's from a seemingly trusted source. Many times, social engineers will utilize secure website URLs in front of their links to trick you into thinking the link in the message is going to a secure site. However, you can catch the telltale sign of a phishing website by the invalid SSL certificate alert from your web browser when you click on the secure website-enabled link. If you ever receive this type of error, do not continue to this website, as it is not recognized as trusted by your web browser. Should you continue, you may become infected with malware simply by visiting the site, even if you do not perform any actions. Finally, you should never open file attachments from untrusted sources or even from trusted sources if you are not expecting the file. Social engineers may embed viruses or other malware in an attempt to infect your machine. While antivirus software may catch many of these malicious attachments, recognize there are new viruses being developed and released every day, so you can never be too careful. And if you have an email quarantine solution at work, let it do its job and never retrieve a message that has been quarantined. Contact your manager or IT group if you feel it's a legitimate message and you wish to explore it further. If you are ever in doubt as to whether an electronic communication is valid, check with the sender of the communication or with your IT department utilizing a trusted email or phone listing. Okay, we covered a lot of ground today. But hey, this is a really important topic. Remote social engineers are a devious group looking for unsuspecting victims. So remember, never give out your credentials or sensitive information, either by phone or by email requests. And if you are ever suspicious of a phone call or email, make sure you let your management know immediately so they can help alert your entire organization. Now let's get back to the office and see what Larry and Lou are up to.
That was good. You have any more videos to watch? No! I'm not going to watch soccer bloopers. Don't you have work to do?